In 1984, Stephen King and Peter Straub teamed up to write The Talisman, which takes place partially in an alternate world called the Territories. Certain characteristics of the Territories is it smells really good because the air is super fresh. It's a place you want to go because it brings back the days before technology, when the land was pure. And the Dark Tower series takes place in Midworld, which is similar to the Territories, but there are some differences. And so for many years, people have known that they are connected. However, saying that they were one and the same was a leap that was hard to make. I asked our friend ChatGPT, is the Territories of 1984's Talisman the same fictional realm as Midworld from the Dark Tower series? It says, yes, the Territories from the Talisman, co-written by Stephen King and Peter Straub, are connected to the larger universe of the Dark Tower series. Connected to the larger universe of the Dark Tower series. No one's debating that. It's been very obvious. But they are not exactly the same as Midworld, which is what everyone has been thinking this whole time. They're a little bit different. Midworld from the Dark Tower is part of a larger multiversal framework that includes the Territories, while Midworld is more dystopian with remnants of advanced technology and echoes of a fallen civilization. It shares thematic and structural similarities with the Territories. There are references in the Dark Tower books that suggest they may be different regions or layers of the same multiverse. We're all on the same page here. This has never been questioned except for the fact that ChatGPT said yes to the first answer when they really meant no, because I meant to ask if they were exactly the same. Everything here lines up. King's works often interconnect, and Black House makes it clear that the Territories are linked to the broader Dark Tower mythos, particularly through the Crimson King and the concept of the Dark Tower itself. Okay, perfect. To be fair, we never saw all of the Territories, so it could be that the Territories included remnants of advanced technology and echoes of a fallen civilization, and we just never saw it. But it was never mentioned. In the Dark Tower, I'm not as familiar with that as the Talisman, but I did read the Dark Tower 1 through 4, and nothing springs to mind about the purity of the air when Morgan Sloat imported batteries to the Territories. Anyone in the area could smell the oil. They could smell our technology and our gross world in the Territories because the Territories was pure. The Territories was fresh. And in fact, the freshness and the purity of the Territories plays a huge role in the resolution of Black House. However, Midworld is grimy. Midworld has, Blame the Train. It has all this stuff. So up until recently, it was pretty obvious that the Territories were connected to the Dark Tower. One of the central themes in The Gunslinger is that there are many more worlds than these. So the Territories was pretty much just like a third world, However, watch this.
We were talking about how you usually don't talk about what you're writing as you're writing it. And you've gone out and been very public about how you're writing Talisman 3 now. Is there a reason why this one you just felt like sharing? Because that was pretty unprompted.
Man, I just, it's great to be back in the Territories of Midworld. I mean, they're the same thing. By the end of Black House, it's pretty obvious that the Territories are Midworld and Midworld is the Territories.
I don't think you can say it any clearer than that. I think it's pretty obvious that Territories is the Midworld and Midworld is the Territories. He says it point blank, 100%, no room for error. I just got one thing to ask you.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why?
What do you think? I'm sure none of us are going to fault Stephen King for doing this, but to say that it outright is the same, did Peter and him agree on that? My boy Peter, who passed away in 2022, has no say in the matter right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but honestly, dude, you say it's pretty obvious, but as far as we're all concerned, this is a new development. I don't think ChatGPT knew about that. I don't think that all the YouTube videos I watched about people saying that they're connected, I don't think all those people said it was 100%. it has not been made clear. In fact, I was pretty clear that it was not, due to like the air purity and other just general description. Of course, no one's going to question Stephen King. It's his thing now. But with Peter being gone, for me it just raises an eyebrow. Suddenly the territories is 100% Midworld? What do you think? Is this revisionist, or can you honestly tell me that you thought the territories and Midworld were the same all along? At any rate, if you're a fan of the Talisman, great news is Talisman 3 is on the way. Please head over to the origin story with Anthony Bresnikin to watch the full interview, linked in the description below.